Hello, everybody, and welcome to a lunch and learn. That's what I'm calling it because it's noon here on the East Coast, and I'm coming to you right here on YouTube. I am coming live here on the Yarnspirations YouTube channel and the Marley Bird YouTube channel. So when you jump in, please let us know where you're joining from. Say hello and what your name is. So I'm super thrilled to have you guys here because I got a box of yarn. Guys, I got a very large box of yarn. And I got another box of yarn from Yarnspirations with all of the new yarns that they have coming to the market right now. And they invited me to come on here and tell you all about them. So I'm very excited about this because as they show me the new yarns during our weekly chats, I get very thrilled. And I know you guys are going to get very excited about a lot of these. So I'm going to do that today. Now, I do like to have a little bit of companionship when I am doing things like this because it's nice to have somebody else here to bounce questions off of and have you guys say hello to. So I am joined today by my best friend and business partner, Robyn Chachula. Say hello to Robyn.
Hey, Marley. I'm really excited. I got my crochet. I should have like popcorn. I'm like, oh, right, let's do it.
I know. I'm
Tell me
very
what I can buy.
excited. It's going to be fun. So I have a bunch of yarns laying here on my table. And what I figured we could do is I would just have you tell me which one you want to go with first. And then we'll talk about it. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, I'm excited. Let me see.
All right. Okay. Let me switch the camera view because this is always fun. Technology is fun. Here I am. Okay. Look at all this yarn. Guys, I've got everything. It's everywhere. There is a lot of yarn here. We have some Flower Power all-in-one, Bernat Lattice and Neons, the Bernat Fluffy. This monstrous ball of yarn is Colorama Halo. It's a 500-gram ball of yarn. Peyton's Evermore, brand new Karen All Day Cotton. And then I threw in the Red Heart Super Glow. I mean, there's a lot of yarns here. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I think we need to talk about Super Glow. What was that? You like popped it in, popped it out. What is that?
Super Glow. Okay.
First off, I have to tell you, I'm a sucker for anything that's an unusual size of like, so it looks like a tiny little mini version of Red Heart.
I know, right?
I'm dying about that.
It's adorable. Super Glow is a glow in the dark yarn and it comes in some variety of colors. It's super adorable. There's not a whole lot here. Oops.
I want you big.
Did I lose contract?
No, I want you big.
There we go. Okay, so Super Glow, it comes in a lot of different colors. It is a glow in the dark yarn. So if you think about, for me, I think about this as a yarn that I would use as an accent. So here as we're coming up to the Halloween holiday and whatnot, you could use this for like eyeballs or cauldron bubbles blowing over, or there's just so many things you could do this use this for. I often think about too, Robyn, knowing that your very first crochet project was a dog leash so that you could walk your dog Faye. This would be fun to make a dog leash in too because it'd be glow in the dark.
You know, that's exactly where my brain went to because now my kids, we walk to the bus and it's pitch black. And so like if I could make them hats, because now it's freezing where we are, like, and add like a stripes of that, that would be awesome because people like, you know, it's 7 o'clock and they're blowing by to go to work, but like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what this is. It is a little petite little piece. It is so adorable. I've seen a lot of projects getting made with it.
How many colors does it come in?
Oh, goodness. Of course you're going to ask me that. I think it's 4. Isn't it 4? I should
know, but there's a couple of colors. It's not just the neat, like,
no,
that is like the safety.
No, I think it's 4 colors. I think it's 4 colors. I'll have to look that up and confirm. Or I know Yarnspirations is here. Yes, Yarnspirations is here. They jump in. I thought it was 4. I was like, I think it's 4. Like, I'm pretty sure because I've taken a picture with all 4 in my hands and I'm like, 6 would be too many. So I think it was 4. But
that's like super helpful. Like, that's one of those things that I was like, oh, yes.
Yes.
Because like besides Halloween, like, yeah, that's a really good yarn to think about it of like all of the, because when I walk the kids to the bus, I have to wear a stupid safety vest so people can see us. Because I mean, it's like pitch black here.
Yeah.
but having cute hats that we are already wearing, I love it.
I do like it. So, somebody was asking, is it machine washable? It is a machine wash and dry. It's a 100% polyester, and it is a worsted weight or a size 4 yarn. So those are the quick details here. And it is 50 yards. So it's 50 yards is what you get in this little tiny ball.
Oh,
All
that's
right. So
perfect
that's super glow.
Yeah,
That's super glow.
Okay.
All right. What's next? What's the next one? I'm gonna put that in my box.
Just because I can see it, let's go with fluffy.
Okay. All right.
Show me fluffy.
Okay, y'all, hold on. You got to have my whole face here. Okay. I am a huge fan of natural yarns, worsted weight, DK. Those are my jam, right? Very seldom do I use anything that is a bulky weight or a fluffy yarn. I just never do. But I got this yarn earlier this year, to play with for the Joanne Stitch Along. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, it feels really good. The minute I started knitting with it, I was like, well, I love this. This is amazing. It's so soft. It's so incredible. Like, as you are using this yarn, you can see here, it's a nice, really big, thick yarn. It's a polyester and nylon. It's really nice and smooth. It has a little bit of a halo to it. And it just glides so well on your knitting needles. And I've played with it on my crochet hook, and it's just delightful. So I'm using this yarn for the Joanne Stitch Along, if you guys are following along with that. And I love it so very much. It's so wonderful to play with.
So that's what you're using for the Joanne Stitch Along?
Yes.
Because that project is beautiful.
Yeah. So the Joanne Stitch Along, look how bright. Can we give a moment for all these neons?
You know what's crazy is I first see it and I'm like, oh, that's gonna make such fun fuzzy pillows and cozy things, but a sweater. Because that's what it is, right?
Yes, it's like this beautiful sweater. Yeah, it's so pretty. And the design team did a great job with that. They made one where it's really bright like this. There's a hot pink that goes with it. Then there's one that's a gray and black and cream. I have thoroughly enjoyed playing with this yarn. Very, very large balls, guys. They're 9.8 ounce balls. You can see how big they are. Let me see here. So if you see it as compared to my face size, right? It's a big ball of yarn. You can get a lot of length or roadway or whatever.
You go really far with it.
Yeah, you can go really far. Really great colors. There are 10 different colors you can choose from. Just so you guys know, I do have a link in the video description to where you can get a link to all of the yarns I'm speaking about today. So make sure you do.
What size needle were you using with your Joanne Stitch Along?
I think I used either a 10 or 11. I can't remember which one it was.
Big.
Yes, it's a big yarn. Yeah, big yarn, big needle, very easy, and it's mosaic stitches. So it worked really great.
That's really fun.
I really, really
like a nice little halo it has.
Oh yes, it's seriously, it's very soft, and you aren't wrong. It absolutely would be great with if you were to use it for a blanket or a pillow, scarf, something warm and cuddly that you want to just cuddle up in. It would just be great because it's a very nice yarn. I like this yarn very, very much. And I'm telling, I wasn't convinced the first time I saw it. I was like, all right, I'll try it. But then I tried it, and guys, and I really like this yarn. So please go try it out. It's a lot of fun to work with. And if you're ever looking for more ideas to work with this yarn and whatnot, Yarnspirations has a plethora of free patterns on their website that you can check out and look for all the patterns that they've already drawn up using the fluffy yarn. You can absolutely do that to get some more great ideas. All right, Robyn, that's the Bernat fluffy yarn. What is the next one you want to talk about?
All right, I want to go completely opposite, and way in your corner, I want to see that cotton. You brought it in, you brought it out really fast, but I clocked it in my brain.
All right, okay.
Complete opposite of what we just talked about.
Right. So One of the great things that Yarnspirations does is they listen to us, guys. So I've been talking to them for a while about needing a cotton yarn that's a mercerized cotton that would just, be an everyday useful cotton that we could play around with. And this is what they have. We have Karen All Day Cotton. It's a 100% mercerized cotton. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6, 12, 18 colors. Oh my gosh, 18 colors. So sky's the limit with whatever you want to work with. You can see the construction here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Can you see the construction? It's not just like plied. It almost looks like it's like corded.
Woven.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really
So
cool.
when you say mercerize, for people who don't know what that means, are we talking about like cotton that you would use to make a scrubby, or are we talking about cotton that you would use to make a sweater?
All right, so technically you could use it to make a scrubby, but more often than not, you're going to want to use this to make a lightweight top or a tank or a shawl or a wrap. Mercerized means it has been coated, so it's like, see, it has a kind of sheen to it, a shine, and has a gloss, so it has a really nice feel to it. So this is like, to me, I would think of it as a step up from a cotton you would use for a dishcloth. Does that help?
Yeah, very much, because cotton that you use for dishcloths, you only make a size for a dishcloth because otherwise it hurts your hands.
Right, absolutely.
So like this, you could crochet for much, much longer. And for me, this is the perfect yarn for me.
Yes.
I can't wear wool.
I
So
know. I
I'm
know.
all in.
What I love about this, so this 4-strand construction here that they have in the mercerized stitches, they really make all of the stitches pop off your fabric. So whether you're doing lace or you're doing baubles or you're doing cables, you're going to get some great stitch definition with this, especially when it comes to lace work. Like, it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm very, very excited about this one. I'm looking forward to our future spring and summer patterns that we have planned for this. So make sure you stay tuned, because
Yeah,
it's
because that's going to
really
make
nice.
everything look so crisp.
Yeah. And the
Ooh.
colors are amazing. Like, they're just so pretty. Like I said, I've put a link in the video description box below, so you can click there to get a link to where all of these yarns are available at yarnspirations.com. But I love this. I think it's great. I asked them for all of the colors, and I think they've only sent me like 4 or 5 so far. So I'm like, all right, I need some more. They're like, well, it's doing really great, so we got to have, yarn in the warehouse. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No. So it's doing really, really well. But so that's the Karen All Day Cotton. I really do like it. It's very nice. Yes, Golden Age Crochet says it is not a harsh cotton. You're absolutely correct. It is really nice.
Oh,
It is really nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing that in the store.
Yes.
Big
So
time.
Maverick is asking, is this garment worthy? And yes, we answered that. This is absolutely garment worthy cotton that you absolutely would want to use for that. So good stuff there. All right. So that's the all day cotton. What's next, friend?
I got to know what's going on with the flower power.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got to know.
Okay. So did I bring the other yarn over? I don't think I did. You guys probably already know about the wildly successful Red Heart all-in-one granny square, right? So it's essentially a play with color pooling, where each of the colors here are in the correct amount that you would need to make a granny square, right? This one goes beyond a basic granny square. This one allows you to make flower motifs. So if you look here, you can see there's a plethora of different colors that are available out there on the market for you to check out. But they make this flower motif. And I know that my friend Sarah from Repeat Crafter Me, who's also a yarn ambassador for Yarnspirations, has played around with this yarn doing other stitch patterns, just playing around, seeing like, what other stitches could I do with all that white or all that pink? So this is one of the new yarns for the flower power color. And this is another one. This one is just lavender and cream. And it looks in here like there's like a blue, but I think that's the cream, and like a very light, pale lavender, darker lavender and cream. But it's just, that's what this is. It's so fun. The great thing about this is Yarnspirations is always trying to be very innovative with what they do. Couple years ago, they brought us the Ogos. They always listen to their customers and try and give you guys what it is you're looking for. And so one of the things they had heard a lot of is everybody likes granny squares, but they don't like to weave in all the ends, or they don't like to buy all the balls of yarn and only use a little bit of it. So they came up with the granny square all in one, so that way you could have, your one ball and you could get, let's say 14 granny squares all with this one ball. And then you would just multiply how many you need and buy that many balls, and all the colors are already put together for you. And I've talked about this in the past. The design team with Yarnspirations, when they do their color curation, they are excellent at it. They are so much better than I am. I'm always in awe of the colors they put together in variegateds or stripes and all of that. They do such a good job. So when they decided they were going to put the granny square yarn on the market and then saw how successful it was, they knew that they had something there. So they came out with Flower Power. And again, this is available at yarnspirations.com. You can go check it out. And it comes in a multitude of colors. And it is a Red Heart Super Saver base yarn. It's a medium yarn, acrylic yarn. It's nice. It's soft. It's not scratchy. It's not scratchy at all. It feels good. I really like this. I like this a lot. Yes, Golden Age says that lilac color is gorgeous. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just really great. Xavier is asking a question about the cotton yarn and wants to know if you could use it for a blanket. 100%. I was actually thinking like a baby blanket would be really good for that. Don't you think, Robyn?
Yeah,
I mean, because I do like, making acrylic baby blankets, of course, but sometimes you never know if a baby's going to be allergic to wool, or a cotton is a good choice because it's easy and washable for the mom.
Anything that's washable is good for babies.
Absolutely cool. Any other questions that you have about Flower Power?
No, that's very clever. It's very, very clever.
I like it. I like it a lot. So again, patterns for this are available at yarnspirations.com, and you can get the yarn there as well. All right. I just keep refilling the box they sent me. So every time we go through one, I'm like, I'll just put it back in there. Okay. So let's go back down to my hands here. We have 4 more. Oh, look, I found one of the other super glows here. I'll just show it to you. It's blue. Isn't that great?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
It's such a good color. It's like an icy blue color.
Yeah.
I think they're just great. Okay. What's next?
I want Lattice.
Okay.
Because that looks really nice.
All right. Let me focus in here. Okay. Lattice. I was very excited about the Lattice because these have been popular for Yarnspirations, the Lattice yarn. And what they've done here is they've created the Lattice yarn with a black core essentially going through it instead of white. So we've kind of talked about this as being the next big franchise Lattice yarn that's going to come through. And it's beautiful in that, let me see if I can get closer here and focus. Can you see?
Yeah, that's good.
How it's like woven through the yarn, like they're really twisted together. So you have this really gorgeous color change that goes on with that black backdrop. So it's a polyester, acrylic, and nylon. It comes in I think 12 different colors, and they're so pretty against this black. And Robyn, you and I've talked about before, people don't usually like to use black yarn, right? Because it's harder on the eyes. But I think that when you have a black yarn that has all these bright colors with it, it makes it a lot easier to work with. Don't you think?
I think so. They're really stunning colors.
Yes.
Like very sophisticated colors.
Yeah, I love this. Our friend Renee over at Yarnspirations, she saw this color and she's like, well, that's a Marley Bird pink. Like that's absolutely Marley Bird pink. One thing that I was concerned with when I first saw it, because I'm a knitter and a crocheter, right? I was afraid my knitting needle was, because it's pointy, was going to get stuck in between the yarn, and it didn't. I had no problem at all. It glided right off the needle like cleanly. I never had any snagged yarns. It worked up really, really well. Like I really enjoyed knitting with it. I've crocheted with it as well. equally beautiful. You can play with different size hooks if you want to get, of course, different openness of lace work or cables you want to mess with. But I mean, imagine mixing these two. I mean, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. They're really intriguing. And I'm glad to hear that you say that your needle didn't get stuck in there, because that was my worry too. But they are really beautiful. They're the kind of yarn that I wouldn't want to do anything too crazy stitch wise.
No.
I would just want the yarn to be the pretty part. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'd want to do like simple stitches with it.
Right. I think
Because
that
there, it looks like such a sophisticated, like tweed almost.
Yeah. And it's soft. Like it's soft, like fluffy is soft. Like it is, it feels really, really good. Like it would feel good across your neck if you wanted to make yourself a wrap or a scarf. Like it feels really nice. And clearly they have an example here with a blanket.
Yeah.
But it comes
I
in
was thinking woven wrap. That's where
yeah.
like almost like a ruana or a poncho or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really cool. So I like this yarn a lot. It is one that I was very excited about when they showed it to us in the preview. And then when I got a hold of it and I felt how soft it was, and then I was really glad that the yarn didn't snag with me. It's just really cool. It's really cool. Yarnspirations is saying that they totally agree with you, Robyn. Let me see here. Totally agree with you, Robyn. I think you can really let the color effect do the work for you. I absolutely agree. So if you are a lazy crafter and you just want to do garter stitch, stockinette, single crochet, double crochets, whatever it is, this is your go-to. This would be really nice, even like with a double and a chain, like, you know, just really open
anything simple. Like I think of it not lazy. I think more of it as like therapeutic, like where you just need to be doing something and not thinking about it.
Yeah. Let me see if they have a better explanation about how the yarn is worked. Here, I'm going to read to you as you look closely at this. Let me get it closer. Okay. So with a hand-spun look with peeking color through the cage, consumers can create artistic, trendy, cozy, lightweight projects. So can you see like the colors? They're mixed. Can you see it? I don't know if it's hard to get a close up, but they're like joined together. Yarnspirations, if you have a way to explain this better than what I have, I mean, clearly I'm coming up for a lack of words. But it's just, they're not like two separate pieces. It feels like it's a conjoined piece.
Right. It reminds me of like the technique where it's almost like you do a fillet and then you weave another strand through it. So it's like itty bitty version of that.
Yeah.
Where like the black is like a ladder and then the fibers are kind of woven through it, is what it reminds me of.
Right. So she's saying not a chain spun. I mean, it doesn't look like chain spun to me.
Yeah.
It's definitely like the fibers, they're intertwined, interwoven together. Like it feels, I don't know, you got to pick some up. It's really great. It's really, really, really great. Barb is asking if this would work for first fall. I don't know. I'm using tweed, so I'm not sure. It would be worth a try. It'd be worth a try.
I think if you like did one with that and one with just a plain yarn.
Yeah.
Like not two lattices.
No, it's pretty cool. Yarnspiration says the way we've described it, this is always good to ask the boss. The way we've described it is a ladder or a cage with colors peeking through. So to me, it's like it's interwoven, intertwined. That's kind of what I meant about that. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's very pretty. Large ball. Obviously, you can see it's a large ball of yarn. Girl, this green is calling to me. That look at this. Like, so yeah, that looks good, but that looks good.
Like TikTok videos where they're holding up the colors.
Yeah, you know, this is, I mean, yeah, pink is this is good. That's good. Yeah, that's right. This is good. This color, you guys are wondering, it's teal punch. Teal punch. This is good. This is good stuff. All right. So I want them to see your face again, Robyn, before we jump over. So far, so we have two more left. So far, which ones are your favorite?
Oh, that's a hard question. I really like that lattice. That was really, that's a big stunner.
Yeah.
But I mean, the crocheter in me is like, that cotton. There's a lot of stuff I can do with that cotton.
Yeah. I knew you were going to love the cotton. Like, I knew it. Like,
Well, I mean, just the stitch definition will be incredible. Like, you can just like pop it off.
Yes.
But
yeah. This is cute. So, Renee, the teal punch shade looks fancy. Like I'm picturing an emerald shade sweater with it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I am too. Go. I'll just get some more yarn and we can do that. We can make that happen. Okay, so let's go back down to my hands. We have 2 more left. And oh, I'm sorry. I keep adjusting the focal point thingy. All right, so 2 very drastically different yarns here.
Let's go with the big guy, Colorama.
Okay. All right. So this is Colorama Halo. This has been a stunner of a yarn for us since it came out. Like it's been amazing. And so this yarn here is the Colorama Halo in a 50-gram ball or hank or cake, if you think of it. It comes in 8 different colors. This thing is like, guys, okay, hold on. Like let's face test. You're like, look at this. This is righteous. This is righteously huge. Like you are definitely getting, like, if you're on a road trip, this is your girl. This is what you're going to go with because it is fantastic. You can pull from the center. You can pull from the outside. The best part of this is they call it perfect phasing. So you won't have those harsh color change points. They phase from one color to the next. And I did bring over a bluish one too to see. I'm going to open it up so you can see here. I just really liked how that yellowy green one popped off the camera. This one is a stunner, and I have enough yarn in this to make myself something. I love that it has like this nylon twist around the fiber. It reminds me a little bit of latte cakes. You know what I mean? It has a little bit of a feel with that.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yep. It feels really nice. I love this type of yarn. I love the soft halo. I love that the colors transition very smoothly from one to the next. Like I said, they call that the perfect phasing. Can you see in the camera, perfect phasing? You can see some of the examples they have here where you start with one color, go all the way around, you get down to the next color. You could mix and match colors. I mean, there are so many things you could do with this, you guys. You could, I know I have a pattern on my own website where it's for a baby blanket, but we have different sizes for, different counts for different sizes, where you use 2 different colors of Red Heart ombre yarn and you mix the 2. And so you start one with the dark and one with the light. And then as you go along, they both kind of shade and transition. You could do the same thing with this and make it for like a throw and have yourself like a Netflix and chill blanket. Like it'd be super duper pretty. But this,
it only phases once, right? Like it's not like it won't make stripes.
No, it doesn't make a stripe. You can see it kind of, so like this one, it's a darker blue. It kind of gets to a little bit lighter, and it kind of goes to the periwinkle, and it gets to the darker, like royal periwinkle-y color.
But that's good to know. Like I'm not a huge stripey fan.
Yeah.
So like, that's nice to know that it's just very gentle.
Like you can see, can you see in this one, in the sample, like it's a very light fade. It's a dark pink, goes up to a light. And this is the transition right there. And it goes to the purple and it comes down. Like it's gorgeous. It is a beautiful yarn, very lovely to work with, huge yarn amounts. If you're looking for something that is going to give you a bang for your buck, this right here, sweaters, shawls, accessories, sky's the limit, you guys. You're going to love this yarn. You're going to love it. I want to see your face. What do you think?
I like it. It seems very soft. Like it just seems so soft.
It's incredibly soft. Like my poncho, my turkey trot poncho I did, like I think in 2020 or 2019, like this would be so pretty with it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It'd be really great.
It reminds me of like snuggle. You want to snuggle with it.
Yeah. So that is the Colorama Halo in the 500 gram ball. Like they are. I mean, look at this.
I can't believe it. On the ball band, does it say like how many yards is that? That's like a
1,059 yards. So literally 2 is going to get you a sweater if you're like a 2X, 3X, 4X. Like you're on your way.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible.
So Golden Age Crochet is asking, how does it deal with pilling though? So because this is similar to the Karen latte cakes, I'm going to say that I've never had any trouble with that yarn pilling. I don't have something in this on hand, so I can't speak to the pilling part. But they're longer fibers, not the nylon, this polyester. Yeah, the acrylic and polyester, it's a longer fiber. So when you deal with pilling, you know, we're talking about like a wool or something, that's usually because I'm going to get to my like my education thing here. When you're dealing with the wool, you're dealing with the staple length of the wools, right? So if you're dealing with the shorter staple length, the chances of your wool pilling, where the staple lengths as they're wound, they kind of come on the wound, and that's where you get the pilling. That is more likely. And so when you're dealing with an acrylic like this, the pilling of it, because they're long, very long fibrous strands that are worked with the nylon that comes around, you're not going to deal with pilling. It's going to be much more user friendly. Stacy Height is saying she has a sweater in this and it has not pilled, but the fluff has flattened a little bit. So that's what she says. The fluff has flattened a little bit, but that's what creates pilling, is the breakage of the fibers, and they pill up on themselves. Did you know that, Robyn? I mean, I know you know that. I know you know that. I'm like, come on. I know you know that. That was a silly question, Marley Bird. Silly question.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
It's also the reason that you can rip cotton yarn.
Exactly.
You don't need
scissors. Wool yarn. You can rip wool yarn, not cotton.
Not cotton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because I'm clearly thinking cotton.
Right.
Cotton
Well, same things like acrylic. If you tried some acrylics, you try and break with your hands, you're like, but the wools you can, easily break. It's same thing.
Rip it apart. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of wool.
Okay. I saved I was saving that one because I was like,
I love this. Okay, guys.
Seems lovely.
So I don't know if you know much about my background. My background, before I worked with Red Heart and Yarnspirations, I was a creative director for a natural yarn company, and I worked with all sorts of natural fibers, wools, bamboos, yaks, alpaca, all the things, right? So when I find myself, I'm going to call it a crunchy wool, I get very excited because I know that the stitch definition is going to be just absolutely righteous with it. And so I already love the Peyton's Classic wool. Like, I love that yarn. You guys know I've made several different patterns with it. It's a great workhorse yarn. And so to me, when they came out with the Evermore, where it has this little bit of a tweed to it, I'm like, this is now my yarn. This is my yarn. I love this yarn. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. So let me get the camera up here. Let me see if I can make this work. Okay. Am I in focus? Okay, yeah, guys. Yeah. All right. So this is the Yarnspirations Peyton's Evermore. This stuff is fantastic. It is a lovely 4-ply spun yarn. You can see here it has a, is that an S spin? Because a Z is the other one, right? This is an S spin. It's absolutely like, when I say it's toothy, like it has a little bit of a grip to it, like it's a wool, like you feel like it's not a merino wool. It's not like a superwash wool. This is a true wool. It's recycled wool. It has bits of polyester to give you the tweed look. It will make stunning cabled projects. If you're looking to make something that is just going to wow people, this yarn is going to do it. Like I have the trail hoodie cable pattern on my website, and it will just be stunning in this. Anything that you want to do, Celtic cables, if you wanted to make blankets, pillows, scarves, hats, sweaters, all the things. This yarn is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to scroll and see if I can see how many colors it has. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, has 9 different colors. It's like there's a red color, a grape color. This is kale. There's like a sky blue, a berry blue, an Aran. a slatey tweed, blackish tweed, and a honey tweed. It's this is my favorite of all the new yarns. Can I express this enough? Like when I'm just like, this one is my favorite.
This one is yours. I like how like it's not like the tweed is not like in your face. It's very, very subtle.
Very subtle.
So when you said like cables, I was like, yes.
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 Like, yes. Mm-hmm. I so want to, I mean, you know, I have got like 9 different things I'm working on right now, but I so want to work on this for cables. I want to use this for like a cable stocking would be really great, or knitting or crochet. Like it would be just beautiful. I mean, I have so many plans for this yarn.
I love that it's recycled wool. Like that, what a great thing to do with it.
Yeah. It's really lovely. So please, everybody, buy this yarn so it stays around. I really like it. I'm going to be super selfish. It's all about me. Buy the yarn so that I can keep it out. Because I really, really, really like this. I love it. It feels like a Peyton's Classic Wool is kind of what it feels like, if you're familiar with that. And then with the bits of tweed, like this stuff. Yeah. If you're anything like me, you're going to love this.
Yeah. Like that's like what you would use to make your heirloom sweaters and stockings. Yeah. How would you care for your projects with that?
So this would be hand wash. You would not want to machine wash this. You definitely want to hand wash and then block out your pieces, because it will shrink just like any other wool that's not a super wash. It will shrink. What I was going to say was, if you're a person who likes really soft wools, like a super wash, things are really smooth, this is not the project for you. You're not going to like this. But if you're somebody who likes, I mean, like I call it earthy, toothy, like it has that grip to it.
Saying it.
Yeah.
A fisherman's sweater.
Like, yeah. This is going to be your,
you're pairing it with your flannel. Like this is your classic, wonderful, but superwash wouldn't give you the same definition in your cable pattern.
No, it's going to definitely have a different.
You need it. You need to just stick together like Velcro. You need those fibers to clip.
Julia's asking, could you use the Evermore for my thigh-high stocking pattern? You could, I think, but I think the yarn we used is thinner than that. We used a DK. If you're asking about the yarn fibers, the materials, you could, but the weight is different. So yeah. But anyways, so this is my favorite. And it's
Julia, that's a great idea to make socks with it. To make knit socks.
Like hiking socks would be good.
That's what I was thinking. Like when it's like super cold, you want something dense, or like socks that you wear, like slippers that you wear around the house.
Yeah.
When it's cold.
For those of you who are like, I want to use this, I want the wool part, but then I don't like how like it might feel itchy to you or just rough to you. You could always partner it with a different type of yarn. One of these yarns we've talked about, like maybe the fluffy or the halo, and do like, I'm going to call it like a basic lining, and then just stitch the lining to the inside of something. So like if you made a mitten and then you have like, this is the outer part of the mitten, you could join the two together. So there's ways to get
around it. So what she's saying is, Robyn, who cannot wear that yarn, is ways, because I like using it and working with it, but then I can't do anything with it. Is then so if I make a hat, then I can put like a flannel hat inside of it.
Yes.
Or a fleece hat inside.
That's what I was going to say. If you go to like Target and go to like their dollar corner, just get one of their fleece hats and just stitch it on the inside. That's a great tip for anybody, just so you know.
Yeah.
You make a hat that's a little bit too big, go buy yourself a fleece hat, stitch it to the inside, and you're like, I did it on purpose. That was not accidental. That was intentional.
No. So, then the wear lasts forever.
Yes.
It's a much longer wear.
Yes. Anyways. All right. So those are the new yarns I was permitted to talk about today from Yarnspirations. So many lovely yarns. Which one is your favorite? We would love to know. So if you will do us a favor and drop us a comment underneath this video, let us know which yarn is your favorite. Maybe you have one in your stash already you want to play with, or you're like, I'm getting ready to go order this one because I need to have this. And I know it's this. Everybody wants this because we got to keep this around. It's so lovely. It's
I like it, but
I know.
I'm still torn on the lattice. Sorry.
Yeah. You like the lattice and all day cotton. Those are yours. Those are great. Like,
I mean, I really like the Evermore too, but like
green must be my color today.
When you said like I have to go buy it now, like I was like, oh, I gotta go buy the lattice.
Yeah.
Because like in the spring, I'm gonna want the cotton.
Yeah, the feel is so completely different with these two. Like it's just completely different feel.
Oh yeah,
it feels really good.
They're not the same at all.
No. Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff. So let us know which one is your favorite. And if you have any ideas for different patterns you could use for some of this, that would be great. Julia Herb says all of them are my favorite. Well, that's good because I love them too. You will as well. Don't forget that Bernat Fluffy yarn. It is, you might be like, I'm not real sure, but I like it a lot. It was very nice to work with. I have been wearing, don't tell Yarnspirations. I've been wearing the gray, black, and white cocoon from the Joanne Stitch Along. I've been wearing that ever since they sent me the sample. They're like, we need to get that back. I'm like, yes, you do. So I can unequivocally say it wears very well. It's very nice. It's that perfect, like little warm piece that's going over your shoulders as you're sitting in a cold office. It's absolutely lovely. I love it very much. Anyways, all right, everybody, that's it for me. I'm Marley Bird. That is my best friend and business partner, Robyn Chachula. And for everything you could possibly need regarding yarn and supplies and patterns, please always visit yarnspirations.com. And as you buy different yarns or work on different projects, make sure you share with us on social media. Use hashtag Yarnspo, YARNSPO. Or if you want to tag me, just use hashtag MarleyBird. Or as my friends say, MMMDI, which is Marley made me do it, which seems very fitting for today.
Very fitting for today.
All right, everybody, that's it for me. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.